guys, I'm Kat. You may or may not know me from the Food4Life team. In the event that you don't, hi. So today we're going to be doing a food demonstration on overnight oats. These can come in lots of flavors, lots of whatever you really want to add to them. The only thing that is real important is getting your moisture right. So the way that these work is they sit in the refrigerator overnight, hence the name. And that is how the oats will soak up the liquid in the products that you put into it, and it comes out super soft, kind of like a pudding, and it's very, very nice to eat cold, but you can later heat it up if you so desire. So today's flavors that we're going to do are blueberry banana. I'm also going to toss some cinnamon in there just for funsies. I like cinnamon on a lot of stuff. So I hope you enjoy the food demo. If you have any questions on this, you can write them in the comments. You can text me if you know me or one of your other Food4Life members. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to want to do here is add our oats to a mixing bowl. One about this size is usually pretty sufficient. We're going to transfer it later to either a different bowl that we want to refrigerate, or we can use a mason jar. I like the mason jars because I just think they look pretty. So we got half a cup of oats. Remember, when you're measuring your half a cup, it's got to be all the way to the top. And this is a dry measure, so the ones that look like this that are actual cups tend to be for dried products. So we have a different one for our liquids. Generally we measure them out in here. It's volume versus other kinds of mass, so that's the difference. We want to put our dries in these. So we're going to add that to our bowl. And to that we want to add Greek yogurt. I've already measured it out. So you can get different kinds, but for this one I use plain. Plain has no added sugar, so if you want to later add your own sugar, it puts you in control of that. So we're going to add 1/3 of a cup to here, and you can bang it out on the side, or you can, there you go. Got our oats, got our Greek. We also want to add our milk, so this is our other form of moisture. There's a little bit in our Greek yogurt. We're going to add this to it to moisten that up. Tip it so you can see. Got that in there. And this is unsweetened vanilla almond milk. You can use whatever milk you want, preferably a low-fat milk, but we're doing 1/2 cup of that. So you can use your dairy milks, you can use whatever you normally use for milk in this. It's all good. So we also want a teaspoon of chia seeds. These add some extra protein, some extra plant chemicals, super good for you. 1 teaspoon, little tiny amount. So we're going to throw that in there. For this one, we also need 1/2 a ripe banana mash. Generally, anything that you want to put in here, you will still need the banana. It's for flavoring, but also for texture. So I recommend leaving the banana in. Even if you sub out the rest of the flavors, you're probably going to need this guy. So I'm just going to pinch him in there with our other stuff. Got 1/2 of one. And you can use a masher, but for this is a little bit of overkill for my tiny bowl, so today I'm just going to use a fork. And I'm going to fork mash. So I'm just pressing my fork into my banana, squishing it in with my other components, trying to make it so you can roughly see that. Once it turns into a mash, think mashed potato consistency, kind of goes away in there. There you go. It's going to look soupy and runny and just all kinds of beautiful. Alright, so once we mash that in there, we're all good. You can put your fork aside. Next up is our choice. So for me, I'm just going to add 1/2 cup of blueberries because that's what I want to enjoy this with. So it's going to be blueberries and bananas and cinnamon. You can add extra banana later if you want to, like cut up slices and put them on top. Or you can add different things. There's all kinds of recipes you can get online for chocolate cherries, stuff that tastes like peanut butter, stuff that tastes like strawberry pie. There's all kinds of cool stuff you can do with this. So once we got our mixing bowl all good, we want to take fork, spoon, what have you, whisk. We can use, like I said, normally I'd want to whisk this. My bowl's a little small and this is a single serving size, so I'm just going to fork whisk. What I'm trying to do is get everything in there nice and mixed up. And make it so you can see that. And then for funsies, like I said, I'm going to add a little bit of cinnamon. Just a taste. how much that was, just a little sprinkle on top. And we're gonna whisk this together. So like I said, after this you have a choice. You can cover it up with a piece of saran wrap, plastic wrap, what have you, put it in the fridge like that, or you can get one of these cool mason jar jobbers if you have one. You put your mixture in there and you refrigerate it for at least a few hours. I think the minimum was 2, but I like to leave them all night. That way I just make them when I'm making other things, like while dinner's heating up. And then tomorrow I have breakfast, and my morning is made easier because I generally find that it's hard to find time in the morning. So this is the way that I do it. So this is what it looks like. You can slap your lid on there. I'm gonna pop it in the fridge, and then in a few hours I'm going to have something that's super nice to eat, super nutritious. We've got fiber, like I said, and we've got different fruit. We've got some interesting omega-3 fatty acids, which are super good for heart health, in our chia seeds. And this is considered a whole grain, so when you hear those people that say make half your grains whole grains, our oats are already a whole grain, so they're going to give us fiber, nutrients, minerals, and all kinds of vitamins. So you've been watching our Food for Life once a week demo. Tune in, we're going to be doing more of those because we can't be in person doing our groups because of social distancing. So this is what we're going to do instead. If you want to cook right along with us, feel free, and we will see you next time. Thanks.